Hello everyone, welcome to Advanced Planning and Control, Week 9. This week we will discuss program management and portfolio management. When a company is adapting project-based management, there is a point in the company history that they need to implement program and portfolio management. In general, the implementation of strategic management through project-based approach will enable the company to utilize the resources available in a way that maximizes return on investment, that creates the communication platform they need to enhance knowledge management, competitive advantage, create the integration, especially the inter-organizational integration they need to connect different departments and different functions. They will also be able to foster innovation. But there is a difference between project management and program management. Before talking about the differences, which is very important to understand, we need first to tackle the similarities between the two. There are some similarities between project management and program management. Both approaches are aligned with the strategic priorities of the company or the organization. For example, if our strategic intent is to increase brand awareness in the marketplace, or to increase the product development process, or to improve customer satisfaction, or to reduce costs or fails or any challenge that we face as a company. So both approaches, project management and program management, are related to the strategic priorities and the strategic intent. Also, there is a very significant similarity between the two, that both approaches are temporary. We deal with projects, and projects has a temporary nature. Because programs are a combination or a basket of multiple projects, and these projects are managed in a coordinated manner. This means that the program management has a temporary nature like the projects that we manage. Another similarity is the uncertainty. Projects and programs contain a degree of risk and uncertainty, because usually programs are related to organizational initiatives related to the strategic intent or the strategic priority of the company. So there is a degree of uncertainty. That's why we need to focus on risk management. Also, nowadays, project management and program management both are relying on advanced technologies in project management, applications, software. These solutions enable the team to increase visibility, transparency, accessibility, and integration between different teams, different functions, to take advantage of cost saving, to increase scalability, and to maintain business continuity. Now let's tackle the differences. There are 5 areas that program management is different than project management in. Namely, these areas are scope, duration, objective, change management, and stakeholder management. In the area of scope, yes, there are similarities in project management versus program management. However, projects have a singular scope. There is a definitive scope for each project. There is a definite start and end points. There are specific deliverables associated with each project. However, in program management, we are managing multiple projects, but this project has some strategy to connect these projects in a cohesive way. The second area is duration. Again, in managing projects, we have usually a shorter term with a definite start and end point. But in program management, when we are managing multiple projects, sometimes we have different start and start dates and end dates and different durations that we have to tackle. When it comes to objective, the fundamental objective of project management is to complete the plans, all the tasks on time, within the budget and according to specifications and the specific deliverables based on the scope of the project. On the other hand, the objective of program management is to realize business outcomes. We don't think only of project deliverables, we think in a more strategic, the big picture approach, and we focus on business outcomes. They say if project management focuses on deliverables, program management focuses on benefits. Another area that's different between project and program management is change management. When it comes to change in project management, our priority is to minimize change because we need to adhere to a certain plan. We need to prevent scope creep. So we try to avoid change as much as we can. On the other hand, in program management, there are more tolerance and flexibility regarding change management. Actually, we welcome change as long as it will benefit the business. Also, there is a difference between the two when it comes to stakeholder management. Some experts think that stakeholder management in the context of program management is much more difficult than managing stakeholders within a singular project. Also, the type of stakeholders involved in singular projects is different than the type of stakeholders involved in program management. But although there are differences between the two, when it comes to governance, the governance approach fits all these approaches together. It fits program management with project management and with portfolio management. So we can see that corporate governance involves stakeholders, involves values, mission, vision, corporate social responsibility. It involves having policies and procedures to prevent fraud and bribery. And all these elements feed the strategy. And also the strategy feeds project management. And strategy feeds project governance. And we use different processes, we assess our risk tolerance, we implement policies and procedures for compliance, and we have best practices. And all this happens at the level of executive management in the hierarchy. All these feeds project governance, which is used to support the sponsor. The sponsors select different projects for different programs, and these programs are aligned with the strategic intent or priorities of the company. And of course, when we have a project management office that has a strategic role, this can enhance the project governance and also help in the decision-making process to select different projects for the programs and for the portfolio. So what is program management? There is a simple definition of program management. It's managing multiple projects or managing a collection of projects. Some experts say that these projects should be interrelated and related to specific business objectives. And these projects are managed in a coordinated way or approach to achieve a common goal or a common business objective. And programs can differ from large programs and small programs, depending on the size and the nature of the projects collected in these programs. And we have the bottom-up scenario and top-down scenario. So in the bottom-up scenario, we might have small projects and we collect these projects and coordinate the management of these projects into a program and link these projects to a strategic goal. On the other hand, the top-down scenario, no, we have a more proactive approach, and we start with a strategic objective or a strategic decision, and then we design different projects based on that strategic decision, and we collect these projects under the umbrella of a specific program. That's why many organizations need a formalized program management. When programs are large, complex, and include larger and more complex projects. The Project Management Institute defines a program as a group of related projects, subsidiary programs, and program activities that are managed in a coordinated manner to obtain benefits and control not available from managing these programs or projects individually. That's why we need the program manager to provide leadership, direction for project managers leading these individual projects within the program. In program management, we need to specify goals and link these goals to the strategic intent. We might think of, for example, how to increase employee satisfaction and decrease employee turnover. For example, if we have many customer complaints, for example, we need to have different projects to tackle customer satisfaction. And this is usually related to the organizational culture, and it involves implementing some sort of a cultural change. And these goals, the program goals, might not be focusing or related to a specific work area. It might involve different departments, different branches, different functions across the organization. And here the program manager needs to consider all the available resources and how it will be distributed. These resources will be distributed across different projects. Also, the program manager needs to understand how they will measure different aspects of the program. So when we talk about project management, we have specialized teams. In program management, we have multifaceted teams. The management approach in program management is integrated, but in project management, we focus on a single outcome. In program management, we have multiple outcomes because we have multiple projects and every project has a different outcome. In project management, we have finite timeline, but in program management, this might be a tricky area. Also, the coordination approach in program management, usually it's top-down because it's related to strategic intent. In project management, usually we have the ability to outsource some functions, but in program management, we have to do the management itself within the house. Why? Because it has long-term strategic implications. It could be related to new policies. And usually we adapt a matrix structure because we are involving different departments, different teams. So what is the role of the program manager? And what differentiates a successful program manager from unsuccessful program manager? The program manager manages the interdependencies of projects within the program and closely monitors the progress of these projects. They also rely on their past experience, their business knowledge, their leadership skills and capabilities, and of course their communication skills. And usually the program manager has an extensive experience as a project manager. So in their day-to-day management, program managers coordinate, prioritize, and also they try to minimize diversion from the strategic outcome or benefit of the program. They also need to select or adapt the best communication approach to tackle different projects. They need to keep the strategic goals or outcome in mind at all time. They need to have solid leadership skills. So the program manager initially assess the situation, defining the objectives of the program, the requirements, the risks associated with the program and the different projects included in the program. And also it's very important for the program manager to ensure there is alignment between the program objective and the strategic plan of the organization or the business. They develop a high-level road map. They manage high-level stakeholders. They also need to develop and implement a benefit realization plan, effective one, and to understand the stakeholders' agendas and different goals. And also, it's very important for the program manager to implement a governance model to support the program that they manage, but within an overall governance system in the organization. So why do we have programs in our organizations? There are some benefits or advantages, and there are some disadvantages. The benefits of having programs, mainly saving, whether it is cost saving or time saving. So we can obtain huge cost savings by purchasing materials for different projects if these projects are using common material, obtaining services. So projects in the program might use the same services. And also when hiring teams or the human resources, these projects within the same program have similar skills. So it's easier and most effective hiring similar skills needed across different projects. Also saving time, because efficiency gains from having one person or a team or a group responsible for a similar work. And also increase the authority of the program manager. He or she can negotiate better prices with suppliers. They can obtain better services. Having programs in the organization will make it clear to understand the resources available and standardize the processes. And this way we will minimize the risks and increase opportunities. So all the processes, the cost, the schedule, managing suppliers, managing risks, all this will be integrated in the bigger picture. And we will use these tools and implement these tools on different projects, and this will help with the daily decisions and the day-to-day management processes. Sometimes we arrange the programs depending on the organizational structure. If we have product-based organizational structure, we might organize projects in programs related to these different product lines. For example, programs at the engine companies. So we have automobile engines, we have truck engines, we have airplane engines, we have lawnmower engines. This is product-based organizational structure. And we have programs for automobile engines, we have different programs for truck engines, and so on. And the program manager needs to strategically align the program they manage to the strategic business goals of the organization. And this means that the program manager has to understand the organization's strategic plan, the operational challenges that the organization faces, and the long-term organizational goals. And each program should have a vision. Having a program vision will help in the selection process of specific projects to be included in this program. In project-oriented organizations, the organization might have a specific process for selecting projects, and in turn a specific process to select programs. And this is because we need to align these programs to the organizational strategy. When we have program management in place, we have an extra layer of management, and this extra layer of management brings improved management control over projects, and it helps with project selection and ensuring that projects are resourced appropriately. Also, there will be a detailed understanding of the project status and progress. Issues tend to be given focus and attention. In turn, they are often resolved quickly. Especially when there is a resource conflicts, we can deal with these conflicts easily if these projects are organized or collected under the umbrella of one program. Also, program management brings a similar project management approach to all projects in this program. And it can focus on ensuring that projects realize their benefits. So we have different projects, and each project has its cost, schedule, and usually there is some sort of information silos when we have only project management implemented in place. But when we move to program management, we have program management specific processes, we have specialized program resources, and we have program centric reporting and decisions. So we can tackle this information silos and the communication challenges that we have. And this will enhance the corporate performance and profitability. We can implement integrated systems, we can collect data in these integrated systems, and we have a unified enterprise reporting processes. This will enhance the predictability and will make it easier to trace resources. So a major benefit of program management is to have a complete financial, operational, and business control. So forecasting will be easier and more accurate. Also, we can foster collaboration. We can minimize risks and manage risks effectively. And also, we can manage change to achieve the culture change that we need to strategically enhance the position of the organization in the market. On the other hand, there are some disadvantages. Like, for example, the overhead costs that we need to cover program managers and other resources, because managing programs require work. Also, the extra layer of management can add complexity to many aspects of project management, including communication, if it is not done effectively. Also, program management may add constraints to project management that wouldn't otherwise be there, because we have more rules, more standards, more processes that's implemented. And also because organizations differ in their maturity level, some organizations might face some challenges when it comes to program management. For example, not enough data to manage the program. We might have disconnected processes, broken communication channels, and also accountability. Not everyone in the teams involved in different projects have the same accountability. So in the initial process of introducing program management to an organization, we might face some challenges. For example, we might have a reactive approach, not a proactive approach. Maybe the system is immature to support program management. We might have inexperienced or the teams don't have enough knowledge to support the program management. When we move across the maturity spectrum, we will be more proactive. We might have more standardized processes for all projects. We can integrate cost and scheduling. Our systems will be maturing, and the team members will have enough training. So programs focus on tactical advantages, and they bring great benefits to organizations, but at the same time, they have their challenges. They can help coordinating resources, integrating different tools to manage the cost, manage the timetables, and also it can help linking these scattered projects to the strategic intent of the organization. It can also help to scale the business and use economies of scale in negotiating better prices or better deals. And in general, it can help in improving management and control and governance of different projects.